Welcome to another episode of Road Check with CV Magazine. We are at a time everything around us is literally inflated, and what better than starting with the pain point of transporters? Obviously, the fuel prices. Diesel, 4 rupees price hike up to 94. Petrol has reached past the 107 mark. CNG touched the 80 mark, and then of course because of the crude oil derivatives, there is inflation in the entire value chain, and it has started hitting households. So the bread on your table is 5 rupees expensive, to set the context for today. This drive becomes very, very important because Tata Motors is perhaps addressing the most crucial aspect in this entire value chain. For fleet operators, it is promising a fuel efficiency of about 5 to 7%, and that number is massive at a time when everything else is inflated. Fuel prices in India are still about 45 to 50% of the total operating cost, so you can do the math. Trucks today are doing about on the lower side 100 plus kilometers, and on the upper side going even up to 250, 300 odd kilometers on a single day. So that's the kind of math, and that's where the fuel efficiency will play a big role in the days to come. Now, if you look at around me, this is a typical urban pro center where get a sense of the evolution of products that we are talking about. You have the Aisha Pro series, very formidable segment, and then of course, if you look at the legacy models, you have the LPT range, a long stay in the entire journey of INL MCVs for India. The 812s also have a Aisha Pro 2095 series XPO, the 1412 CRX model right behind me. All of this is evolving, which is this, the Azura. Has been working very diligently last 5 years or conceptualize, pilot, test and bring out finally the Tata Azura. This is not just a product specific upgrade, it is a platform specific upgrade. Tata Azura is not just a single product, it is a range of products. It is spreading across 7 tons on the lower end of the spectrum, right up to 19 tons. We are not just going to see that this is an incremental product upgrade in the Tata vehicle evolution life cycle, but trying to find the fact that beyond the brochure, beyond the specs, is it a significant platform upgrade, because Tata is clearly moving from a product specific strategy to a more modular platform specific strategy to cater to its global aspirations, to cater to aspirations in the domestic market, and stack up against other formidable players in the light and medium duty segment. All of that on Road Check with CV. We are trying to see how the platform is versatile, how it caters to different applications and duty cycles, and whether this product is a new foundational architecture looking at a 5 to 8 year strategy from Tata Motors. That is what we are trying to find out in this episode of Road Check with CV. So come with me on a drive of the Azura. Has come to me all the way, traveling about 80 odd kilometers. So let's see how much juice is left in the vehicle. Just taking it off the handbrake and giving it a spin. we've spent some time with the Azura 1918 now. Few things have come out quite evidently in the drive. There is a lot of focus on uptime, on driver comfort, ensuring that the cabin, which is ECAR 2903 European standards, safety compliant, makes a big difference for the Indian commercial vehicle industry. Simple things that we've observed so far in the drive, the tilt and telescopic steering wheel makes it very easy to maneuver. Fatigue levels are drastically low when you put on the aircon. Drivers do tell me here, Shiv Kumar ji sitting right next to me, do tell me that for habitual reasons, very few drivers end up using the aircon, but that facility after the October mandate is making a difference in the Indian market. Difficult also to navigate a truck in the urban centers. As you can see, lane discipline is not something that comes naturally to us, and hats off to the truck drivers, because you can't drive a kilometer. You can't drive a kilometer without being hassled by authorities. So just giving you an example from earlier today, for no rhyme or reason, without clear instructions, and despite taking an a go-ahead from one of the barricaded roads, we were pounded for trespassing, that we had to explain ourselves to the authority. And imagine a truck driver doing this multiple times in his single day journey, where all he's doing is generating an e-way bill and trying to navigate from point A to point B. So these are the kind of hassles the truck drivers continue to face on Indian roads, despite the modernization that OEMs like Tata Motors are driving through models like Azura. The steering wheel right at this junction, for example, with a short turning radius, allows me to maneuver the truck in tight spaces like this one. And it's a generational leap over the previous architectures, the LPT. The truck feels much lighter, much more nimble. Reminds you of the SCV pickup range, which are so nimble to maneuver for the last mile and first mile operations. Tata obviously trying to blend the benefits of all its competition. So whether it's the Aisha Pro Series, whether it's the Ashok Leyland E-Comet, or the Avatar, or the sophisticated Bharat-Benz medium duty range. So what Tata is trying to do over here, because it's a generational leap, because they are looking at 5 to 10 years ahead, they have blended at best the advantages of all their competition and tried to make an architecture that is future ready, can be scaled to different powertrains and different duty cycles. In a last mile center such as this one where we are driving, it's very important that the turnaround time is quick, the vehicle is nimble, can navigate narrow streets, and the fact that the truck is powered by a 3.6 liter all new diesel engine in comparison to the previous LPT architectures, thanks to a turbocharge, a DVC turbocharge, and other optimizations, the company is able to offer a 5 to 7% additional mileage. In my chat with a few truck drivers, and also here with Mr. Shiv Kumar, had some fantastic learnings on the vehicle, which I will share in a short while from now as we do the final walk around of the vehicle, giving you a complete gist of whether this is just an upgrade or a new platform architecture that will hold Tata Motors good in the next 5 to 8 years, or perhaps for the next decade, if the operators recognize the value proposition. Stay tuned on Road Check with CV Magazine. very good day with the Azura overall. Few things that we've learned from the driver operators over here. It's a definite improvement over the LPT architecture, but also the company has balanced that improvement with some familiarity from the older generation models like the 1212 or the 812. Simple examples like the front fascia is a very good departure from the older generation LPTs, but the form factor pretty much remains the same. What I've been told is this is of course the ECR 2903 compliant, so the safety standards are much higher over here. The angle of the windshield, the panoramic view of the windshield, all of that, obviously the premiumization through the grille, the chrome aspects, through the bumper, all of it through the headlamps over here, the modular front fascia pieces over here lended a sense of premiumness which caters to the aspiration of today's operator. From a maintenance perspective, TCO perspective, I've been told that small bits over here, if they happen to have certain wear and tear, these can be individually replaced from the aftermarket, which makes it much cost efficient for the operator. But then there are things like the headlamp over here. This entire unit might cost 10x of what the older generation models present. So if there's a headlamp of 400 rupees, this could be 4,000. If that's a 600 rupees, this could be, the housing could be a good 6,000 rupees. We of course have the old reliable halogen bulbs, and then of course this definitive line of the DRL with a sense of a reflector creating a nice housing over here. So that's the headlamp. What I'm trying to say over here is, from a utility aspect, they've balanced the price, they've balanced the aspirations, and then of course increased the efficiency. So the heart of it remains LPT, but it's the organs that have been enhanced when it comes to the Azura. Let's take a look from the side. This of course is a 22 feet tray. You also have the option of a 17 feet and a 20 feet, and at the upper end perhaps even a 24 feet option. Subtle changes that will make a very good impact to the operators. One, of course, you have the 20-inch radials. Then of course the step arrangement over here, there's a slight departure from the older design language, where the second step used to be housed in this casing itself. Now it's a separate piece attached to the bumper, making it a nice heavy duty arrangement over there. If you see the wheel arches, you can get a glimpse of the parabolic leaf springs with a double acting hydraulic arrangement over there. Then of course the gap between the load tray and the cabin gives away certain facts over here, that how the engine housing and this fully forward structure present a fine balance between the cargo and between the cargo area and the cabin area. There's a slight bulge over here which is a carry forward from the old design language. The new elements are these mirrors covering more blind spots, the fuel efficiency badge where the company claims to offer 5 to 7% of additional mileage. Then of course the arrangement for your cabin tilt and easy access to the engine housing are things that enhance the maintenance and perhaps the appeal of Tata Motors. One thing that seems to have not clicked with the operators is the oil chamber, which is about a departure from the 12-liter option. This one has a 7-liter option, as a result of which there are instances reported of heating, perhaps oil spillage, then the vehicle having to be cooled down for about 6 to 7 hours. So that's a departure from the old LPT that just crossed me, which has a 12-liter oil chamber compared to the 7-liter. So we have to get more details to understand what is the strategy and strategy behind lowering the oil chamber. But then of course the warranty on this vehicle is 3 years and 3 lakh kilometers. You can look at the chassis. The chassis obviously over here is lightweighted to enhance the fuel efficiency of the vehicle. You can see the fuel outlet over here and the water separator. Then of course the battery housing, you have enhanced air chambers over here. So even if you've seen this whole topic of vehicles being cleaned after they leave the construction site, for example, all you have to do is just open the nozzle, attach a pipe, and you can air clean the parts of the vehicle, remove the dust off your tires, etc. Operators do ask for an additional pipe over here, which has not been given with the vehicle, but those are small requests easily serviced by the aftermarket or by the company. Very solid mudguards over here, wheel arches, very firm in place, 20-inch Bridgestone tires, the stepney arrangement. Then of course there is a long rear overhang because this is a 22 feet load tray which allows you to carry that high volume, and as a result of which quicker turnaround time, more profitability. Rear arrangement very simple. Halogen LED lights over here for the rear. You can even the fuse is open over here, so it's that easy housing. There's one feedback where the operators say that the entire wire harness that runs across the ladders perhaps can be a little more better integrated and housed within the chassis rather than hanging outside of the chassis. So that's the feedback that we've got today. Then of course this has become a mandate again, carry forwarded from the previous trucks of Tata, where a truck in a stationary mode must have these kept behind the wheels for safety reasons. You have a diesel tank over here which is about 160 liters, and I'm told that operators do have an option of adding one more diesel tank, which means it's going to be a long running span to do your intercity regional distribution life cycles. Then of course you have got about an 18 liter AdBlue tank, and then of course the air filter snorkeler arrangement for giving more efficiency to the engine. You can get a glimpse of the 6-speed manual transmission giving way over there. But the LPT architecture itself was a departure from the old Tata models, where the semi-forward arrangement gave way to the fully forward control, the cabin coming completely ahead of the engine, and that was a major tipping point for the indigenous Tata trucks way back in the late 1960s. From there on, this seems to be another major departure from the legacy architectures, replacing the old number plates with a modern architecture that is prepared for the future. In many aspects, ground up powertrain, carrying forward old legacy modular parts to ensure that the cost doesn't spiral beyond the operator's reach. And then of course with the Tata ecosystem, the Sampurna Seva, the Fleet Edge, all of it is packaged into giving operators the lowest possible TCO and highest possible uptime. So all in all, Tata Azura positioned above the Ultra ICE, above your SCV pickups, the Intra, Yodhas and the Ace range, and overlapping certain applications with the Signa. And of course then you have the Prima range, and then this platform is running parallelly now to the connected EV vehicles in the Ultra range that Tata showcased earlier in Delhi. And there are no points for guessing that Tata has very meaningfully spent a lot of time in every stage of bringing the Azura to life, so that tomorrow this can germinate into a CNG model, into a tipper model, into a LNG model, and of course there could be an Azura EV also with higher tonnage options coming out of the Tata stable. So that was a glimpse of the Azura. We had a nice day with it, and hope you find some value proposition in this video, which could perhaps convert into a transaction on road check.